Sunday and thank the sports guys because we are together again to talk fantasy football, to talk our sports picks, and to get ready for maybe the greatest NFL Sunday we have ever experienced of all time. At least we hope so. It is so wonderful to have you guys with us. I could not be more pumped. I am overseas in Rome, but there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that can come between me and you on an NFL Sunday. Let's go, everybody. I couldn't be more pumped. Welcome into the show, everyone. But Fumble Sports is live, coming to you on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and on Twitter X. If you're not having a good day, you're about to start having a good day because you're with us. But Fumble Sports is going to be live for the next 3 hours, talking the greatest sport known to man, and that is pro football. I hope you are all having a fabulous morning back in the United States or wherever you're watching the show. It's going to be a great one, everyone. We're going to go through our picks throughout the course of the show. We're going to answer your fantasy football questions. We're going to get you guys ready, and I want you guys to make sure you're checking your pulse, because if you're not pumped, you need a dose of whatever I've got, because Butt Fumble Sports is ready for you. So now that I've got everyone jacked up, pumped, and ready to go, let's dive into your fantasy football questions. And again, for the next 3 hours, we'll be doing it. Before we do that, I got a few little housekeeping notes to go through. One, every time we get a TikTok subscriber or we get live goal confetti, we're going to give out a pick. Every time that happens, we give out a pick. Throughout the course of the show, if you want to see the picks live on the big board, go to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or you can watch on Twitter. So every time a TikTok subscriber or the confetti for our TikTok live goal goes up in the air, a free pick will get on our board. We have loaded up picks throughout the course of the show, so I'm not worried about getting them all out there. It's just about how often you want them. If you don't want to wait for my picks or you just want them for free, DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports. I give away all of my picks for free every single day. You guys know how I do. So if you want my bets every day, just DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports. With that said, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, because we're about to go to work, everybody. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. The honor of the first question goes to Cam. Cam's asking about Kyler Murray or Josh Allen. Really tough question. I could go with either one. I feel like both are going to be phenomenal plays today. They're two of my favorites, but I will go Kyler Murray just barely. I know Josh Allen's facing the worst pass defense in the league, but Kyler Murray's who I'm going to go with just barely. He's my favorite quarterback of the day, but Cam, you got two good ones, so I don't think you can go wrong. Luke Martinez, how do you feel about Josh Jacobs and Marvin Harrison Jr.? I like Marvin Harrison Jr. today, not big on Josh Jacobs. Breaking news, Lane Johnson is out. Lane Johnson, the right tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles, is out. We're going to talk a lot about Eagles injuries today as we're keeping track. A.J. Brown is out, Devontae Smith is out, and now Lane Johnson is out as well. Eagles dealing with some injuries. Let's get to more questions. Tony, Kyler or Jaden Daniels? I'm leaning Kyler just barely. I like them both, but I'm leaning Kyler just barely. Cody Jones, I'd go Zach Moss. Sounds crazy, but I do think he's the better play this week. It's Gavin, pick two. Gavin, I'm going to go Taylor and Mason. I don't feel great about Taylor, but I trust him enough. I'm going to go Mason and Taylor, though it's close. Jacob, Fields or Richardson? Jacob Napolitano. It's Fields, buddy. Thomas Moore, Huntley or Trevor Lawrence? Yikes. I'll probably go Trevor Lawrence just because I don't know what I'm getting from Tyler Huntley. OC, Mike Evans or Brandon Ayuk? Mike Evans, OC. Hi, I'm Toby. Debo, Deontay Johnson. Sounds like Debo's going to play. Hi, I'm Toby. I'd go Debo Samuel. Kike, Jennings or Christian Kirk in the flex? I might still here lean just slightly, I think, towards Kirk. Now that Debo's back, Jennings' values comes down a little bit. Wingman, I'd go Scary Terry. Zay's got a trade question. Do I trade Garrett Wilson for McLaurin and Jaden Daniels? Yes, I would. I don't like that you're doubling up on the Washington offense, but you could move McLaurin. It's about getting Jaden Daniels that I like. R. Lopez, Bauer, or Kincaid? I'd go Kincaid, just barely. Kincaid for me. Lucas, Hurts or Burrow? Hurts has the good matchup, but his receivers are hurt. Now his right tackle's hurt. I'm going to go Joe Burrow, actually. I like Jalen Hurts, but I'm worried now that all those injuries around him. Mr. Plow, Mason or Kenneth Walker? It's Mason barely. Mason, Mr. Plow. Khan over on TikTok. Shakir over Deontay Johnson. Garrett Wilson, Jacoby Myers, or Darnell Mooney? Yikes. I probably lean Garrett Wilson just barely, but it's a tough one between the three. Reed or Debo? Debo over Reed. Debo over Reed. DP2K. We're still waiting on word of Olave's status. He's a game time decision. If he goes, Olave is the play. DP2K. It's Olave if he's healthy enough to go. Connor, thanks for the follow. When we get us a TikTok subscriber or a live goal confetti, we will put our first pick up on the board. If you guys don't want to wait around for my picks, DM me on Instagram. We give them away for free. But if you want a free pick throughout the show, throw some confetti in the air. Jason, who do I start wide receiver 2? I'm leaning right now actually towards Quentin Johnston, believe it or not, because it sounds like Justin Herbert's healthy enough to go. Cole, I'd go Roma Dunze. Cole, Roma Dunze. C.W. Barrera, I'd go Moss, and I'm leaning Hill. Moss and Hill barely. Rye guy, shy guy, I'd go Rome over Jacoby Myers, believe it or not. Romeo, Gino, or AR? I'm going Gino. I know you're doubling up on it, but I don't like going up against the Steelers' defense. R4Y, Nico Collins or Juwan Jennings? It's Nico Collins. Click, pick one. Terry, Ford, or Reed? I'm going to go Ford, just barely over Scary Terry. Yoni, what's up, Yoni? Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning, buddy. Bench one, Achan, Walker, Jones, or Stevenson? Really tough one for me. I'm leaning towards sitting Walker, really, because he's coming back from the injury. The problem is between him and Stevenson for who I sit. I'm kind of torn. I think I sit Walker. I think I start Stevenson, but I don't have a good vibe between those two because both have some question marks around them. We just got our first bit of confetti in the air. Thank you so much for the gift, Jerry L. So let's go throw a pickup on the board. First pick of the day, everybody. First pick of the day. I'm taking that Eagles-Buccaneers game, but I'm taking the under, everybody. Eagles and Buccaneers, I'm going to take the under 47.5. Part of why I take the under is because the injuries on the Eagles, part of it is the trends backed it. So we like the under 47.5, under 47.5. And just to keep track of where the money market is on this game as well, money starting to creep a little bit towards the over, but this is at 42.5, by the way, right now. I bought the higher price on this. It opened at 48. I bought it at 47, so I got a phenomenal price on this game, actually. But that said, where is it at right now? It's 42. If you want to take it, let's take it 46.5 to give you guys a better price. I'll take under 46.5. I just bought this market well. I bought it when it was high. It's come down throughout the week. So this is one of the reasons you like to get your bets in maybe a little bit earlier than Sunday to take advantage of the line movement in your favor because the line movement's going to work against you. But Eagles and Buccaneers, the under 46. First bet I give out, I probably think it's under 45 if those want to play it a bit tighter. Jack Berkowitz, Garrett Wilson or Mike Evans? It's Mike Evans. Even though I like the under, it's Mike Evans. Jerry L. Guy offer Hurts, Braylon Allen, Jordan Mason for Etienne Love-Adunze. I don't know which side you're getting. I'm kind of confused, but Jerry L. I'd go Hurts, Allen, Mason. Those are the three I want. I want the Hurts, Allen, and Mason side. If that's what you're getting, great. Yoni just resubscribed. So Yoni, because you resubscribed, a new pick goes up on the board. Buccaneers plus 4.5. So not only do I like the under in that game, I like the Bucs covering. For some reason, the Bucs are a home dog. Really, they should be a home favorite given the injuries. You might see line movement work towards the Buccaneers becoming a favorite. But I do like the Bucs to cover at a plus 4.5 right now. You could get Buccaneers plus 4.5 at, let's say, Buccaneers plus 4.5, minus 193 right now on DraftKings. If you want to take advantage of that, hit the link in my TikTok bio. You can go take advantage. J-Dubs just threw another confetti in the air. Another pick's coming your way. Talking about the NFC South, I'm taking the Saints plus 4.5. Saints plus 4.5 in Atlanta. I think Chris Olave will play. That's part of the reason I like this. But even if he doesn't, I think the Saints bounce back. It's the Derek Carr roller coaster. When he's a favorite at home, tends to fail. When he's on the road as a dog, bounces back after a loss. I like the Saints plus 4.5. That's the next pick we're going with. Getting back to your questions, Jason, Najee Harris. Jason, our subscribers asking Najee Harris or Cam Akers. You got to go Najee. If you got Najee Harris, today is the day to play him. Lucas Rathwell over on YouTube. In a pickle, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jaden Reed, or Mike Evans. Out of that group, it's Mike Evans. Lucas, it's Mike Evans. Patty's asking, should I trade Dobbins in London for Wilson and Jacobs? Yes. The answer, Patty, is yes. Wingman, Bears, Packers, Bengals, or Raiders defense. For the moment right now, I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards the Bengals defense. Bengals defense just slightly ahead of the Raiders. I think the Bengals come crashing back to earth. Let's get back to some TikTok questions. Lamb sauce. I'd go Darnell Mooney. Lamb sauce, Darnell Mooney. Rocky, if Mixon doesn't play, should I play Akers or Pollard? Pollard. Rocky, it's Pollard. Landon Wilson, great to see you. Kincaid. Landon Wilson, Kincaid in the flex. Mel Early. Sounds like Laporta's going to play. Not a great matchup. Komet's got the better matchup, but I still lean towards Laporta, believe it or not. Sam Ferreira, Pitts or Goddard. I like them both. No Smith. No A.J. Brown means Goddard's absolutely going to be targeted. If you're in a PPR league, I think that means Goddard's the slightly better start, though Pitts has a really favorable matchup. Sam, I think you're good either way. Both strong plays. Bryce Binkley, it's JSM. Bryce Binkley, I'd go JSM. Chase, I'd go Odunze over Mixon because I don't think Mixon plays. And even if he does, tough defense. Nicholas P, start 2. Brian Robinson and Terry McLaurin. Man, you're overloaded. No, I can't do that. You're overloaded on Washington. You got too many Washington players. I'd start Robinson. I'd start JSN. Nicholas P, you need to do something. You got too many Commanders, buddy. Lucas Rathwell, is Kamara going to play? I'm still waiting on word whether Kamara plays, so we're still waiting on word of that. Not quite sure yet. We need to clarify if Kamara plays. He'd be the one that I play out of that group. I'd start him over ETN. Slur, start 2. Slur, I'd start Debo and McLaurin. Debo and McLaurin, Slur. Brent, start 3. Brent, I'd go Moss, I'd go Robinson Jr., and I'm leaning, I think, towards Achane, but it's very close, Brent. You got some good running backs to go with there. Miles Hall. I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard. The matchup against the Bengals is a favorable one, Miles. There's another one. Let's get another pick on the board, guys. Once we hit, let's say, either 10 shares or 10,000 likes, we'll give out another pick. Of course, there's also the confetti and the subscribers. OG Keebs, good morning to you. I'd go Pollard and I'd go London. Pollard and London would be the next plays. Kobe, Brian Thomas Jr. Kobe, I'd go Brian Thomas Jr. T-Boy, I'd go Olave if he's healthy. The decision's going to be made for you, but I'd go Olave if he's healthy. We just got to 10 shares, so we're going to give out our first player prop bet of the day. Let's give out a good one, everyone. Let's not give out a bad one. Let's give out a good one to everybody out there, right? Let's give out a good one. Here's one for you that I really like today. Mentioned it before. Najee Harris over 59.5 rushing yards. I love this play today. No Jalen Warren. He's not starting. Obviously, the Colts are the worst run defense in the NFL. Najee Harris over 59.5 rushing yards. That's the pick we just put up on the board. For those that are curious about the market around this game right now, let me quickly jump on over to Outlier to show you guys where it's coming in. The line right now for this is 67.5. I bought it at 59.5. That's available at minus 150 on FanDuel, minus 165 on DraftKings. Take advantage of those different odds. Najee Harris, minus 150 to go over 59.5 rushing yards. Love that play. Let's get back to answering your questions. We'll get out more picks in a bit. Debbie, start Walker or Akers? I'm leaning towards Walker since he's going to play. Maddie Pup, standard format, Garrett Wilson or Deontay Johnson? Leaning Garrett Wilson, I think, just barely. Both have tough matchups. Really don't like either one, but I trust Aaron Rodgers more than I trust Andy Dalton. Jack, Rachaad White, Bucky Irving, or Steele? So Bucky is still questionable. Rachaad White actually showed up as questionable because he had food poisoning. He's going to be fine. It's one of the Tampa Bay running backs, Jack. So right now, I lean Rachaad White because I don't know the status of Bucky Irving. That said, I think Rachaad White's a very safe play, even if Bucky does get in the lineup. The only D, Ridley or Worthy? Really tough question. I'm going to lean just slightly on this one towards Worthy, believe it or not. The only D I'll lean towards... The only D, no, I'm gonna go back on my word. I'll go Ridley. I'll go with the wide receiver one. I'll stand by my normal principles. Jacob Heffley, Harrison, Henry, or Gibbs? You got to go Marvin Harrison Jr. if that's who you got. Logan Hutton, Jordan Addison, or Jamison Williams? Also Burrow or Jaden Daniels? Great question here. I'd go Jordan Addison, and I'd go Jaden Daniels. Logan, Addison and Daniels would be the two for me. Thanks for the question. Jared, Jacoby Myers, Rome Odunze. It's a bit of a coin flip here. I like Odunze's matchup more. Jacoby's going to get more targets. If you're in a PPR league, I'd go Jacoby Myers. If you're less than a full PPR point, I'd go Rome Odunze. Jack, I'd go Harris over Montgomery. Harris over Montgomery. When we get more confetti or another TikTok subscriber, another pick goes up on our big board, everybody. So don't hesitate to throw one up there. Ethan, Shakir or Debo if he plays? Shakir. Debo's going to play, but I still go Shakir. Mr. Senju, I go Brian Thomas Jr. just barely. I like him this week. Carolina N, I'd go Parkinson. Carolina N, I'd go Colby Parkinson. Best defenses on the waivers. Consider the Raiders defense. Consider the Browns defense. Consider the Bengals defense. Those are some of the defenses you might be able to pull off the waiver wire. Luca, I need to stream a last minute tight end. I'm going to lean towards Conklin just barely on that one, Luca. Brent, Kelsey or Laporta, I'm going Kelsey. Travis Kelce, I'm believing in it. Even real quick, let's take a quick look, just for the sake of experimentation or the sake of research here. Travis Kelce, how has he done in his career? How has he done in his career going up against the Los Angeles Chargers? Thanks, Sean. We'll get to another pick in one moment. Really quick, I just want to see in his career, touchdowns head-to-head against the Chargers. Had one the last time they played. Hasn't had a touchdown, obviously, since last year. How about his receiving yards? Had 179 last time he played the Chargers. So he's had a rough start, but I'm a big believer in Travis Kelce today. I think he bounces back. I'm not going to sweat it too much. I'm a believer in Travis Kelce. So I'm still going to buy him today over the other option at tight end, Sam Laporta. We've got to give out another pick for everybody up on the board. We are going back to the player prop bets. Back to the player prop bets, everybody. Next player prop bet we're putting up on the board for you guys. I've talked about him a lot already. Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir, Sunday Night Football against the Ravens. Ravens are the worst pass defense right now in the NFL. Khalil Shakir over 39.5 receiving yards. Khalil Shakir over 39.5 receiving yards is available at -178 on FanDuel. Go check it out. Khalil Shakir over 39.5 receiving yards. By the way, receptions could be a good one for him as well. CJ Buns, I'd go Walker over Kirk. CJ Buns, Walker over Kirk. Michael Hayes, Ford, McConkey, or Coleman, I'd go Ford. Michael Hayes, I'd go Ford. Justin Eubanks, pick 3. I'd go Shakir. I'd go Moore. And I, for the moment, am leaning towards Debo. If Olave is given clearance, I'd go Olave, Moore, and Shakir. But check the status on Olave, Justin. Jonathan, if Olave is a no-go, I'm going to lean towards Ridley out of the group you mentioned. Dotson has some value, but I'll go Ridley. Brent, one wide receiver, Shakir out of that group. Appreciate the question. Let's get back to TikTok's questions. Not 313. Not 313. Really tough matchups here, but I'm going to go JSN. I'm going to go JSN just barely. FMV. Can George Kittle be trusted? Yes, I actually think he can going up against the Patriots pass defense. Rivera, start 1. Fuzzy Caterpillar has subscribed. We got a pick coming in a moment. Rivera, start 1. I'm going to start Rivera. I'm going to lean, I think, just slightly towards Mooney. It's a tough group, but you got a lot of guys of similar value, but Rivera, I think I'm leaning towards Mooney. It's a very close call on that one. We owe you guys another pick because we've just gotten another TikTok subscriber. Another pick going up on the big board. I'm taking the Bengals at -2.5. Bengals at -2.5. Right now the line for this one's 4.5. I think that's a steal. I think 4.5 is actually a good play. This opened at 5.5 and came down to 4.5. But to me, 2.5 is really good. I really like this. -2.5 is -172 on DraftKings. I love that spot for a parlay play. So Bengals -2.5 on the board. We got another pick coming because we just got more confetti. Another pick that we like going up on the board. Bo Nix. Bo Nix over half an interception. Sorry about it, youngster. But going up against the New York Jets, I think Bo Nix throws a pick. An interception, over half an interception for Bo Nix is available at -165 on DraftKings. So Bo Nix, over half an interception. There are a couple quarterbacks I think throw a pick today. They'll all find their way on the big board throughout the show. Damian Lopez, Garrett Wilson, or Trey Tucker. Garrett Wilson, new subscriber. Rivera just subscribed. Another pick goes up on the board. You want another interception play? This one may surprise you. Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold throws a pick today going up against the Green Bay Packers. Sam Darnold over half an interception. That is available right now on DraftKings at minus 145. Sam Darnold over half an interception. The next player prop bet on the board. We'll keep them coming as long as you keep supporting the show. Michaela, Jets or Steelers? Really tough for me. I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards the Steelers defense. Yeah, I'm going to lean towards the it's very close, but I lean Steelers, I think. It's the Jets' run defense that's having me a bit cautious on that. NFL guy, what's good? NFL guy, I'd go Debo and Pickens. Debo and Pickens. Breaking news, Joe Mixon is officially out. Breaking news, Joe Mixon is officially out. So it's going to be Cam Akers for the Houston Texans. That's breaking news. So if anybody was curious, Joe Mixon out. Nasty Nav, long-term keep, probably... both suck. I don't like either one of those options, Nasty. Go look somewhere else. Frankie Sloan, I'd go JSN. Frankie Sloan, JSN. NFL news, I'd go Fields. Fields because the rushing yards, it hurts. The injuries around him are gonna affect his value. Daniel Sanchez, I'm leaning Laporta just barely. Very close, Daniel, but I'm leaning Laporta. Hopefully he finally comes through. But if you want to start Komet, I get it. I'm just leaning towards Laporta because he is going to play on Monday night. Rob, Henry, Brian Robinson Jr., and for Flex, Shaheed or Brian Thomas. I'm going with Brian Robinson Jr. and Brian Thomas Jr. Robinson Jr., Thomas Jr. Mr. Wonderful just subscribed. Mr. Wonderful in our life? Man, how lucky are we? Let's get another pick up on the board to say thank you for that subscriber. Next pick I'm going with, Chiefs on the money line, everybody. The Chiefs are playing the Chargers. I know Justin Herbert's healthy, but Joe Alt is out. There are a number of injuries to this Chargers team. There's no Derwin James because of a one-game suspension. Chiefs are going to win this one. I got Chiefs on the money line. Again, throw it into some parlays. I feel very, very good about that one. You could do some same-game parlays as well, but Chiefs money line, feel very good about it. Let's get back to the questions. Ram Bam 12. I'd go Coleman. Ram Bam 12. I'd go Keon Coleman. Great matchup for him today. Wingman. I'd go Fields. Wingman. I'd go Fields. Nasty Naz. Stash Pearsall. That's a good one. Ricky Pearsall is a great stash play. Bounce it Betty. Derrick Henry. Bounce it Betty. Derrick Henry. Fotana. Jordan Mason. Fotana. Jordan Mason's the play. Hey, JSN or Wilson? I'm leaning JSN. JSN just barely over Wilson. Caleb Fisher, Jaden Daniels by a mile. Caleb Fisher, Jaden Daniels by a mile. Tino, Steele or Akers? I'm leaning, I think, just slightly towards Akers because he doesn't have other mouths to feed in the running game. Steele's obviously got to be battling Kareem Hunt now and Samaje Perine for carries. I'll go Akers barely. Caden, what's good? Cam Akers or Chase Brown? I'm going to go Chase Brown on this one. The matchup against the Panthers is favorable. I think Chase Brown breaks out today with a Bucky Irving-like backup performance where he gets maybe 65, maybe 70 yards. I'd love to see him get in the end zone as well, but I'm not holding out hope necessarily. Logan Hunton 913. Pick one. Ache and Montgomery or Rashad White. Oof. I'll put it this way. Logan Hunton, if Bucky Irving doesn't play, it's Rashad White. I really want to say Rashad White, even if he does play, but I think he's going to split carries. I think I lean just slightly, just barely towards Achan. Achan's going to be the play for me, just barely, if Bucky Irving plays. So, Logan, keep your eyes on him. B, I'd go Pitts over Komet. Pitts over Komet. Thanks for the question. That one guy, Cooper or Diggs, I really like them both. I think both have really good value, but I'm going to lean just slightly towards Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper because he's wide receiver one. Diggs, I don't think he's wide receiver one. I think Nico Collins is in that offense. Ray, Akers to start, Akers to start. Logan Ballard, McLaurin over Kirk, McLaurin over Kirk. Sean, Shakir and Mahomes. Shakir and Mahomes. Adam just threw some confetti in the air. You know what we got to do. Another pick coming your way, everybody. Going back to the player prop bets. Next pick's going to be a player prop bet. I am in love with this play today. Justin Fields. Justin Fields over 35.5 rushing yards. Justin Fields over 35.5 rushing yards. Frankly, I feel like that's a little low. With no Jalen Warren, with the Colts being so bad as a run defense, I think Justin Fields probably goes over 50 rushing yards today. So getting it over 35.5 rushing yards. Love that play right now. Justin Fields, you can find over 35.5 rushing yards at -165 on DraftKings. Thanks so much for supporting the show, everyone. JAD, I'd go Jacoby Myers. JAD, Jacoby Myers. The Saint, Carr or Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams actually has the better matchup, but I'm gonna lean towards Caleb Williams. Actually, Caleb Williams has the better matchup. It's a really tricky one for me to go with because I want to say Carr, but Caleb Williams the better play. Nate Bennett, Jerome Ford, or Amari Cooper. I'm gonna lean towards Amari Cooper. Both are good plays, but Ford splits carries with Deontay Foreman. I'm gonna go Amari Cooper barely. Hopefully finds the end zone for us. Mental thread, K9 back versus Lions or Bucky. If Bucky's healthy enough to go, it's Bucky Irving. If Bucky Irving is healthy enough to go, start Bucky. Brown Ass T, Daniels. Brown Ass T, Jaden Daniels. Francis, Shakir or Dunze, Shakir. Shakir's wide receiver 1 on the Bills, everyone. He's just being overlooked because he's not a brand name. He's putting up great numbers. Eric Harrison, pick 1. I'm going to go Amari Cooper, just barely over Debo, Eric Harrison. Luke, McLaurin or Pittman? It's McLaurin, buddy. Fotana, J.K. Dobbins, Jamison Williams. I'll go Jamison Williams just barely. No Joe Alt is impacting my J.K. Dobbins feelings. Wingman, Pollard or Garrett Wilson? Pollard. Pollard's the play for me. If you've got a question over on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, fire away. We're answering questions there as well. User 5514. Waddle or Andrews? Waddle. Jesse, Terry or Myers? I'd go Scary Terry. Funky Town, Pickens, Ford or Cooper? I'm going to go Amari Cooper just barely. Emerson, Leggett or Tucker? I'll go Tucker. Derek Munoz, Jacobs or Pickens? Derek Munoz, I'd go Pickens. Oh, I'd go Shakir and McLaurin. Tyler, Goff or Love? I'm going to go Goff. Ruby, Swift or Steele? Interesting question. I'm going to lean Swift. I know he's getting carries taken away by Roschon Johnson, but Steele has the same issue. It's who is facing the worst defense. I'll go Swift. Swift over Steele. Alex Dew, I'd go Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley. Caden just threw some confetti in the air like he just don't care, so we've got to give out another pick. We're going back to the player prop bets. Next player prop bet is Aaron Jones over 69.5 rushing plus receiving yards. That's Aaron Jones over 69.5 rushing plus receiving yards. You can find that on FanDuel at -200. You could bump that up, I think, to like over 75.5. I just bought it at 69.5 for some player prop bet parlays. That's Aaron Jones over 69.5 rushing plus receiving yards. Matt Elrod, I'm going to go Flowers over Reed. Very tight on this one. I'm going to lean Flowers just being the wide receiver 1 on his squad and obviously not having the quarterback questions that we're having about Green Bay. Taylor, Mason or Debo? I'm leaning Debo because the Patriots' pass defense is worse than their run defense, but obviously Mason's going to get more carries than Debo is going to get targets. So if you like the running back play, I don't blame you. You know what? I'll lean Mason because I do think he gets the touchdown even if his yardage are compromised. I'll go with the running back over the wide receiver. Hojo, start 2. Hojo, I'd start London and Evans. Hojo. Jack P. I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards between Geno and Goff. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Geno Smith. I'm going to lean Geno, Jack. Michaela, pick 2. I'm going Gibbs and Roschon Johnson. A TikTok crown for me. Thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate it. Billy Grant, Juwan Jennings or Drake London. Damian Skyberg's got me rocking out with the guitar. Thanks so much, buddy. Billy Grant, I'd go Drake London. Billy Grant, Drake London. Lollapalooza, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Moss. I'll go Moss over Cooper, though I like them both. Chris 60, I'd go Higgins. Alex, I'd go Pickens over Allen. Alex, I'd go Pickens over Allen. Straight shooter, I'd go... Straight shooter, I'm going to lean Quentin Johnston here, just barely. Straight shooter, Quentin Johnston, barely. Wingman, I'd go Ford. Who we got here? Ballers, I'd go Rashad White. Anonymous Gaming, Amari Cooper. Thanks, Ozpol, for the Dino. Bob, should I drop Baltimore and pick up Trey Tucker? If you have a good defense to play in instead, I do think Baltimore has value in future weeks, but not this week. Shanda the Wine Panda has thrown some confetti in the air because she's a badass and she's awesome and she wants another pick. She's going to get it. Here you go. Another pick going up on the big board. Let's get a sack, everybody. This is my favorite sack play of the day. This is my favorite player to get a sack in the NFL. You guys ready? Will Anderson Jr. over 0.25 sacks. This should be over half a sack. It's not. For some reason, DraftKings is making this available at over 0.25. Take it. Over a quarter of a sack. I think Will Anderson gets half a sack today. I feel very strongly about this one. Will Anderson over 0.25 sacks. You can find that on DraftKings at minus 130. Minus 130. There's another pick for you. Thanks so much, Shannon the Wine Panda. Sandman, Yoshi over Wilson. Nope, I'm going Garrett Wilson. Mackie Slick, Pollard or Jacobs? Pollard. Mackie Slick, I'd go Pollard. Straight shooter, Stevenson. Straight shooter, I lean Stevenson, even though the matchup isn't great. Anonymous Gaming, I'd go Cooper. Thanks for the question. Slicey, icy. I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Stevenson on that one as well. You got tough matchups, but I'll lean Stevenson just barely on that. Appreciate the questions coming in from Twitch. Ozpol, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen. I'm going to lean Josh Allen. Believe it or not, Josh Allen's got such a good matchup against the Ravens. I like Josh Allen, and the fact that the Ravens are a good run defense, I think limits James Cook, puts more on Josh Allen. I'll take Josh Allen over Jaden Daniels. Very, very close, though. Mason Miller, I'd go Mark Andrews. Mason Miller, Mark Andrews. Anthony, I'm leaning on this one towards Colby Parkinson. Anthony, Colby Parkinson. Breaking Peak, if Olave plays, it's Olave. Breaking Peak, it's Olave if he starts. Straight shooter, it's Stevenson. Mentioned that to you a moment ago. Yo in Chem, it's Bucky Irving if he's healthy enough to go. If Bucky Irving's healthy enough to go today, he is absolutely a good play. Keyshawn, Keenan Allen, Scary Terry, Akers, or Chuba Hubbard at the flex. I actually think it's Chuba Hubbard going up against the Bengals run defense. Chuba Hubbard. Jay Snow, it's White. Jay Snow, it's White. Thanks so much for the question. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Take a quick second, everyone. We're a half hour into the show. Hit that follow button. If you love the content and you love the conversation, hit that follow button, everyone. Show some love and become a member of this community. HP just threw some more confetti in the air. You know what that means, everyone. Another pick coming your way. Let's get back to a game pick, okay? Let's put another game pick up on the big board. Next one that we like, I am going to take the Jets. I'll take them on a spread. Jets minus 3.5. I think the 7.5 has even moved to an 8. I feel like that's a bit of a trap. But Jets under that 4-point difference is what I really like on this one. You guys know I like to move lines. I put them into round robins and parlays, but I'm looking for value. I'm not looking for what the sports books are putting out there. The sports books want to take my money, so I'm going to move lines to try to get an advantage on them as best I can. Jets at minus 3.5 right now. Let's move it. I'll move it to minus 4.5. I do think it cashes at minus 4.5. The line movement has hurt us. I bought it earlier in the week at minus 3.5. Felt good about that. But Jets minus 4.5, feel good about as well. I think they win by 5. I don't know if they win by 7. I think the line that's being set right now is a bit of a trap. I think the Jets win. I think the Jets win by 5. But do they get to 7? I feel like this could be one of those crazy games in which you see a score that you don't quite expect. If it were a scoregami or something like that, wouldn't shock me. Let's go to Twitch with VTA, pick one. VTA, I'd go Montgomery. VTA, I'd go Montgomery. Appreciate the question. Hope you're enjoying your day. Jay Snow, White. Jay Snow, I'd go White. Garrett Wilson and Josh Jacobs or Marvin Harrison Jr. and Devontae. I think I'd rather have long-term Harrison and Devontae, just barely. Back to your questions on TikTok. Sean Gray. Ooh, Sean Gray, London or Shakir. I like them both. Ooh. Is there no way you can get both into your lineup? I lean Shakir because the Ravens are the worst defense, but man, do I like sitting London over Shakir? I really don't. I want to play both. The Saint 10, Swift, Scary Terry, or Bucky. If Bucky's healthy enough to go, it's Bucky Irving. Otherwise, I lean slightly towards Scary Terry. The King of Unicorn, Shakir. The King of Unicorn, I'd go Shakir. Tino, Komet or Bowers? I'd go Bowers just barely. Bowers just barely, though Komet's got a great matchup. Bowers is going to get a ton of targets today with no Devontae in the lineup. VTA, I'd go Olave, and I'd lean slightly towards Scary Terry, But if Olave doesn't play, you have Flowers to fill in that other spot. Lucas, I'd go Waddle. Lucas, I'm going Waddle barely, I think. Stinky Nut, Evans or Debo? I'd go Evans, Stinky Nut. I'd go Evans and Najee. Evans and Najee. By the way, apparently the 49ers are claiming Christian McCaffrey could be back by early November. Remember what I told you guys? I told you it would be around November. He might have a chance, but that was at the earliest. I feel like I've called McCaffrey season dead on. And one thing I'll say to all those McCaffrey owners, trade him today. Trade him this week. They are putting out this news to try to build up hype around him. Go sell that to other owners in your league. I'd rather have players who have value right now for the next 6 weeks than waiting on McCaffrey to come back and provide value in November. So if you have Christian McCaffrey, I would trade him this week and use the news that he'll come back in early November as a way to hype him up to other owners in my league to try to get the best trade package possible, because I don't think he has real RB1 type value for a majority of the year. Go get some players that do. Mason 5461 pick 2. I'd go Moss and Scary Terry. Moss and Scary Terry. X1XA, I'd go Amari Cooper. X1XA, Amari Cooper. LRAT047 just got a trade offer. Komet and Pollard for Evans. If you're getting the Evans side, I do like it because you have Bowers. I hope you have the running back depth to do it because I like Pollard, but Evans is a nice player to have, and the fact you got Bowers, I like it. Cryptic Clay. If Olave is out, I would start D-Hop, believe it or not. I would start D-Hop. Brown Ass T, I'd go Bucky Irving and I'd go Brian Thomas Jr., believe it or not. Bucky and Brian Thomas Jr. Manny 12436, I'd go Najee and Moss. Najee and Moss, Manny. Najee and Moss. Robert Gladstone, I'd go Mayfield. Robert Gladstone, Baker Mayfield by a good margin there. Jason, Lad McConkey or Naylor. I'd go Lad McConkey. Now that we know that Justin Herbert's going to play, I love that. Brayden, thanks so much for showing us some love. Damian Skyberg, thanks for showing us some love. You guys are the best. User 32, I'd go Cole Kmet. Jay Snow, Baker Mayfield. Jay Snow, Baker Mayfield. Straight shooter, Laporta. James Gray, I'd go Jennings. Just barely. Do I have enough faith in Judy is the question. Judy is the better play. James, I'm going to lean towards Judy. I flip it. With Debo playing, I will go Judy. It's just, I think both players have questionable value. You don't quite know what you're getting. Love the questions. Let's keep at it. Kobe Fisher, Roshan Johnson. Kobe Fisher, ooh. I'm gonna go Roshan Johnson barely, but if you could start White and Roshan, I like them both. Caden Andrews. I'd go Mark Andrews. Rick, I'd go Roshan Johnson. Roshan Johnson. John Ross, Debo Samuel. Joe Ross, Debo Samuel. Matt, I'd go Jacoby Myers. If it's a PPR league. Matt, if you're not in a PPR league, I'd go Akers. If you are in a PPR league, I'd go Jacoby Myers. Coach Steve threw confetti in the air. You know what that means, everybody. We got ourselves a pick. Let's get back to the big board. Another pick going up on the board to say thank you to Coach Steve. Next pick we're putting up on the board, Bengals, Panthers. We're taking that under, everybody. Under 50.5. That's right. You heard me correct. We are going under 50.5 for the Bengals and the Panthers game. Bengals and Panthers right now, totals at 47.5. That's where the line's set right now. It opened at 45.5, has worked its way up to 47.5. I actually feel like the under could be good at 47.5, but I bought it at 50.5. 50.5 is available at minus 162. Up on the big board it goes. We just got more confetti. You know what that means? More picks. Let's get more picks. Thanks, Cook, for the confetti. Let's get a player prop bet up here. We haven't been too kind to the quarterbacks so far. We've given out 2 interception plays. Let's be kinder to the quarterbacks. Here's a quarterback I love today. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's going to have a good day through the air. I got Brock Purdy over 224.5 passing yards. Brock Purdy over 224.5 passing yards. You can find that at minus 125 on DraftKings. You want to take advantage of the Sportsbooks promos. We've got DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and Underdog back in the show. Hit the link in my TikTok bio. They have promos. Take advantage of them today. That way you can cash in on their money instead of spending yours. 1D Angelo, I'd go Shakir, and I'd go Shakir And I go Atwell. I'll go Shakir and Atwell 1D, but it's close. Tristan Grover, I'd go Bucky Irving if he's healthy enough to go. Tristan, if Bucky's healthy enough to go, that's who I play. Alex, Olave, or Reek. If Olave's healthy enough to play, it's Chris Olave. Mike D, man, tough one. Mike D sounds crazy. I'm going to Deshaun Watson, I think. Do I really like that? No. I'll go... I feel like it is Deshaun Watson. That's the problem. It's the matchup against the Raiders. The problem is the Browns' offensive line is just brutal. Mike D, I don't know on this one. I say Deshaun Watson, but I could be wrong. I'll admit that one. That's a tough group. You had a tough question there. I'm not going to lie. Kyan, I'd go Baker over Hurts. Baker over Hurts. Baker over Hurts. Cook, Darnold, Richardson, or Fields. Justin Fields. Cook, I'd go Justin Fields. Jay Snow, Baker over Love. Baker over Love. Bry Santa, I'd go Ramondre Stevenson. Bry Santa, Ramondre Stevenson. Should we drop Mostert? I'm okay dropping him, but if you want to look for a trade partner, it might be smart. Ballers, what do you think of Achan? I'm playing him, that's for sure. I think he's an RB1 across the league. Dan, since Debo is coming back, I'm kind of scared he might either get re-injured or play limited. You can't play puss, okay? You play him if he's healthy. If they're saying he's healthy, you got to back it. If you're worried about injuries in football, you've come to the right place. So I think you got to sack up and just play him. If you want to play Scary Terry, that's fine, but don't make it about you being scared about him being re-injured. If that's what you're making it about, then maybe fantasy football ain't for you. Walker, Debo, or Montgomery? I'm leaning slightly towards Seahawks run defense, really quick. Seahawks run defense so far this year is, it's like top 12, top 14. I'll lean slightly towards Debo. Because the matchup is more favorable against the Patriots pass defense. Ethan, I'd go Jets defense. Jets defense. Dirk, I'd go Colts plus 2.5. Interesting idea. I'm not going to actually nix it. I have Steelers on the money line. Even I'll put that up on the big board. I do have Steelers on the money line. I think they get the win, but I think it's going to be a very tight game. So Dirk, I don't hate it, but it's not what I'm putting up on my board. Liam, Najee Harris. Aunt G, Jerome Ford. Chris, I'd go McConkey. Justin S, I'd go Shakir. I'm okay starting both Shakir and Dalton in what's going to be a big passing game for the Buffalo Bills. How you doing, everyone? Enjoying the show? I certainly hope so. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're with us every time we're live. Josh, I'm leaning Gibbs. Josh Gibbs just barely. Night King, I'm going DJ Moore. DJ Moore just barely. But Night King, you have 3 of my favorite wide receivers this week, so you should be in for a very good week. X1XA, I'd go Najee Harris. Zoo Khan, I'd go Najee and Walker. Chezzy, I'm leaning Moore and Debo. Chezzy Meatball, Moore and Debo. Thanks for the question over on Twitch. Andy, I'd go Purdy. Purdy over Darnold. DA, I'd go Lazard. I'm leaning Lazard. Jacoby, I'd go Rashad White. I'm leaning Rashad White, and the only reason for that is Bucky is questionable, so maybe a few more carries for Rashad. Coach Steve, thanks so much for the little crown. Nicky's 24, Olave, Stevenson, Taylor, or Montgomery. I can only start one. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor. I trust him more than anybody else. And with Olave questionable, I think it's Taylor. Roma Dunze or Juwan Jennings. B. Jones, it's Roma Dunze. B. Jones, it's Roma Dunze. Ballers. No, I would not trade Odunze and White for Achan. Nope, because I think I don't like it right now. I'm not crazy about the 2-for-1, not yet. Elrat asked earlier about Kamara and Etienne. They say Kamara is going to play, then Kamara. If Kamara's playing, then he's in your lineup, yes. If Kamara plays, I have to take these coaches at their word. Now, this isn't about Jordan Love. That's the rare exception where I would think they should sit him. But if a head coach is going to play someone this week, you should have confidence to play them. Because a head coach isn't going to knowingly play a player who's going to get hurt. If the coach thinks he's good enough to go, you should think they're good enough to go. Mason Meyer, between Allen and Murray, man, I like them both. They're 2 of my favorite quarterbacks this week. I'm going to lean Kyler Murray, but Mason, I don't think you can go wrong. Patriot season, I'd go Gibbs. Toby, I'm leaning Kirk barely. Kirk barely. Chinese Joe Lewis, I'd go Najee Harris. Chinese Joe Lewis, Najee Harris, just barely. I like them both, but just barely. I traded in Jigba for Tyreek Hill. Did I win? Yeah, I think you did, but I go Godwin today. Godwin over Tyreek Hill. Thanks for the question. Back to more on TikTok. Geronimo Shakir. Bobby Boo, I'd go Murray. Bobby Boo, I'd go Murray. Ethan, I'm going to go Roma Dunze. Mason, I'm going Mooney. Mason, I'm going with Mooney. Matt, I'm going with Andrews. I'm going Andrews. Sareem, thanks so much for the kind words. Slav OG, I'd go Khalil Shakir. Slav OG, Khalil Shakir. More confetti, more TikTok subscribers, more picks. You guys know how it works, so throw that confetti in the air or become a TikTok subscriber. By the way, we do TikTok subscriber-only shows throughout the week. We won't do them this week because I'm in Rome, but if you are a TikTok subscriber throughout the rest of the year, we do shows exclusively for you guys almost every night of the week, so you guys can ask as many questions as you want. So become a TikTok subscriber. It isn't just for like brand name, you actually get something in exchange. We just got a ton of confetti. We just got a bunch of confetti. Shady Esco was like, hey, Butt Fumble Sports, show me them picks, dog. All right, we just got a ton of confetti. I owe you guys a bunch of picks. Let's get at it, everyone. Next bunch of picks coming at you, okay? You guys ready? Here we go. I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. over 59.5 receiving yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 59.5 receiving yards. Available at minus 188 on FanDuel. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 59.5 receiving yards. Next pick, Derrick Henry. He's been finding the end zone consistently. I think he does it tonight. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. By the way, guys, FanDuel has a boost, a Gronk spike boost for anytime touchdown bets. So make sure you're taking advantage. Go claim the promo at FanDuel right now. There's a link in my TikTok bio. If you want to bet anytime touchdowns, use the FanDuel boost. They're going to boost your return on investment. It's worth it. Maybe you don't like FanDuel. Maybe you've never done it before. If you had the opportunity to turn like a plus 300 bet into a plus 600 bet, why wouldn't you do it? Just a thought. Damian Skyberg resubscribe. We got so many picks to give out. Here are more touchdown plays. Brian Robinson Jr. anytime touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr. anytime touchdown. It's on the board. Next pick, Breece Hall anytime touchdown. Breece Hall anytime touchdown. Another pick going up on the board. Kyren Williams anytime touchdown. So we have 4 anytime touchdown plays on the board. Derrick Henry, Brian Robinson Jr., Breece Hall, and Kyren Williams, 4 anytime touchdown plays on the board, everybody. By the way, I've got one more for you. It's a risk. It wasn't in my newsletter. It's a risk. I'm taking Justin Fields, anytime touchdown. You heard it right. I'm taking a chance on it. It's going to be a good return on investment. Justin Fields, anytime touchdown. Put it on the board. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's keep the fun going. Lucas, I'd go Najee Harris. Zach Mulligan. Justin Fields, a decent play this week. I love Fields. I think he's a great play. 10, Najee Harris. Empo Debo. People's choice. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Moore. I'm going to lean slightly towards DJ Moore. I don't feel great about it. I think both are strong plays. People's choice. I think both should be in the lineup, honestly. Main or I'd go Kyler Murray. Thanks for the question. I Gunsman. I go Braylon Allen. Flappo 328. I would go with McLaurin and Waddle. Flappo. Should I trade Derrick Henry? Maybe. I mean, open-ended question. You know we don't answer those. Andrew, Higgins, McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Brian Thomas Jr. Pick one. I'll go McLaurin. Andrew will go McLaurin just barely. Jack, Rashad White. Nathan Krapp. I would go with, if Olave is healthy enough to go, Nathan, I'd go Olave. Otherwise, I'm leaning slightly towards Flowers. Olave, if he's healthy. Oh, I'd start Najee. Sorry, Nathan, I read over the question. Nathan, I'd start Najee Harris over all of them. Carlos Ramirez, I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Flowers in a PPR league. Tristap 12. Am I good to start Odunze for Adams? Well, Devontae Adams isn't playing today, so yeah, you are. Yoni, Pickens, Johnston, Ridley, or Pittman, pick two. It's going to be Pickens and Johnston. Pickens and Johnston, I think, are going to be the two for me. Solace, I'm going to go Brock Bowers. I think Kelsey bounces back, but I got to go Brock Bowers based on what I've seen so far. DJ Khaled, Asparagus, Debo, James Conner. DJ Khaled, Asparagus, Debo, James Conner. Luke Dalton, I'd go Gibbs. Luke Dalton, I'd go Gibbs. FS 300, I'd go, oof. I'm going to go Rashad White. FS 300, Rashad White. Zachy Chan, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Jacoby Myers. If it's a PPR league, Zachy. If it's a PPR league, Jacoby. If it's not, Cam. Pick one, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Joey, I'd go Chuba Hubbard on that one. Chuba Hubbard, thanks for the question. Luke, Pollard or Hubbard? I'm going to lean Chuba Hubbard. I'm going to lean Chuba Hubbard just barely. Kalijah, I'd go Rome Odunze. Kalijah, Rome Odunze. It's Gavin, pick one. I'd go Gibbs. It's Gavin, I'd go Gibbs. Cook, I'd go with the Bills. Who's going to win? I'm taking the Bills to cover. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not going to give you a false answer. I don't know who's going to win. I'm taking the Bills to cover, though. Next pick up on the board, Bills. I'm taking the Bills at a plus 4.5. The fact that I can get it at plus 4.5, I feel like is a great play. There are a bunch of trends that back this. Do I know who's going to win? I don't. So, Cook, I'm not going to give you an answer I don't have. But I do think the Bills are going to cover. Money coming down on the Bills to win. It is not coming down on them to cover. But Bills plus 4.5, I feel like is a very safe play for this game. Bills plus 4.5 right now is available at minus 163 on DraftKings, minus 165 on BetMGM. Bills plus 4.5. That's the next pick that just got up on the big board. So, to answer your question, Christian, I'd go Shakir. Christian, I'd go Shakir. Bill R, I'd go Pitts. And if Olave plays, I'll go Olave. But obviously, Scary Terry's a good option. But Pitts at the tight end. Full on Sendington, I'd go Stroud. Full on Sendington, I'd go C.J. Stroud. ODDT, I'd go Dobbs. ODDT, I'd go Dobbs. Steelers Huddle, I'd go with... I'm leaning towards Ayuk. Steelers Huddle, I'm leaning towards Ayuk. Arctic Tiger, I'd go Marvin Harrison Jr. Arctic Tiger, Marvin Harrison Jr. Dot, I'm going Baker. Dot, I'm going Baker. Let's get some shares up in here. Let's get some likes. We don't have enough likes. Only 18,000 likes for almost a full hour's worth of work. Let's get some more likes in here, everyone. So if you don't mind, tap that like button. Share the channel. Is there a sport